here to throw all of the smelly melee fighters into prison. Help Mr. Right with this just cause. YouTube. Twitch. Oh, I should play some music. Let me know if that's too loud or too quiet or whatnot. Titanic, welcome. Oh yeah. And everyone. And post. There we go. Okay. Turn it down a tiny bit more? Sure. Okay. How's that? That better? Perfect. Alright, cool. Alrighty. Alright, let's throw some people in jail, shall we? Let's say we jump right into this. Here we go. So, starting things off, just like before, we gotta figure out what their charges are, and then find at the least 2, at most 5 pieces of incriminating evidence that Phoenix Wright can use to link said fighters to. It doesn't actually have to relate to the crime. It just has to relate to the character. The crime is purely just for fun. So, Princess Peach. What is Princess Peach being accused of? What is her crime? What has Princess Peach done? Tyranny? Oh no. Emotional abuse? Misuse of federal taxes? Embezzlement? No, wait a minute, hold on. What would it be called to use one of your servants as a literal meat shield? Because that's literally her neutral special in Smash. What would that be called? It's like a workplace thing. Not slavery. It's not slavery per se, because they're not slaves. But like, what would it be called, I guess, to like abuse your employees? Or your servants or whatever? What's that called? There has to be a term for that, right? Surely. Thank you! That era. Yeah, worker exploitation. Let's go with that. Worker exploitation. Oops, there we go. Okay. Worker. Why is that not? There we go. Exploitation. Did I spell that right? I think I did. No, actually, no. That's a better way to put it. Unsafe working conditions. There we go. Conditions. There we go. Unsafe work conditions. All right. So now, what is the evidence to link Princess Peach to this heinous crime? What evidence should Phoenix Wright find? Just another Toad. Oh. Toad's testimony? Oh no. The cake Oh, a cake. Yeah, honestly, okay, I think we do have to do some. I think we should do something cake related for sure. How do we set that up though? Like a whole cake, a slice of cake? A slice? Okay, yeah, we can do a slice of cake. Also, should note as well, because I'm crazy, probably here and there I will come back to this and actually make, like, artwork of each piece of evidence. So I've done these first three. The half-eaten mushroom, the destroyed bricks, and the wanted poster. Though the wanted poster was kind of cheating, honestly, a little bit with what I did for that one, but whatever. So I may or may not come back to that one. Okay, so, yeah, so let's see here. Let's try to find specifically a slice of cake from from Mario. Let's see. Super Mario slice of cake. It's just showing me a bunch of actual real-life cakes made Mario themed. Alright, let's do this. Paper Mario cake. Not that one. Here we go. That'll do for now. I'll just grab this. Okay. Oops. There we go. Then I'll just snag this real quick. Okay, what's next? What other heinous piece of evidence should we do we use against this horrible dictator? Peach's letter. Good point. Good point. Princess Peach's letter. Let's see. Let's use this one specifically. I really like Athena's theme quite a bit. Yeah. For those who don't know, the song currently playing is Athena's theme from the game where she debuted in. Thank you for the 210 serial designation. Guess Smash 6 can't happen with them in jail. It's like the entire Smash roster has been replaced because everyone that's been in Smash before are all in jail. Just have the game take place in prison. Sure, why not? Okay. Alright, what's next? What is Peach's next piece of heinous? Her parasol. Super hammer item from Mario Maker? Eh. Racket. A ribbon could work. Maybe not necessarily the one from Showtime, but a ribbon in general could work because a couple of her attacks do have her pull out like ribbons and such. She can't. A parasol can't be evidence because she's always carrying it. Maybe not a ribbon per se, actually. Hold on. We'll come back to that one. Racket. What were some of the items that she drops when you save her from Booster? Hold on. Super Mario RPG Peaches lost items. Because I know one was her crown, but we can't exactly use that. We can't really use. I just remembered Peach's question mark, question mark, question mark. That would be so good to use. I don't think we should, though. Because I think we all know kind of what that is. In terms of what it's implying. And even as like a... Even if it were like a pixelated joke, I think that implies way too much in the context of Smash. So I don't think we can. The Vibe Scepter. Let me just go back to it specifically what I was trying to look for here. Hold on. Her brooch, her earrings. She's wearing all that stuff, though. Her shoes, ring, brooch. Remind me, how many rings is Peach wearing, though? Potentially the idea of her losing a single ring wouldn't be that bad, I guess. Hold on. Princess Peach's ring. Maybe not. No, she is only wearing the one ring. Okay. Yeah, we can't use any evidence of something that she has on her person unless it's, like, implied that she has extras of it. And I feel like... Well... No, you know what? She probably can't have more than one brooch. Because she has more than one of her dress. We literally see, like, in games like Paper Mario, she has, like, multiple copies of the same dress. A ring and a crown might be a little harder to, like, really kind of get away with that. Earrings, too. But a brooch that is, like, on multiple dresses, I think we can use the brooch. A couple of cosplay stuff for her blue. I'll just grab this one here. Mushroom spores? Yeah, we could probably do mushroom spores. I regret putting that into Google. I'm not going to show you what I see here. Super Mario mushroom spores. I think for this, I'm going to have to specifically go to... here, let's do this. Go to YouTube. Mario Tennis Victory Animations. We need specifically Toad. Where is Toad? There he is. Oops. Oh, turnips! You're right! I could do a turnip, too. You're right. That's true, that's true. Here we go. And look, just adds to the unsafe work environment. It's literally a shot of Toad dropping something on his own head. That looks unsafe. And then, yeah, a turnip. And yeah, I do like the idea of it being a sad turnip here. Super Mario sad turnip. Are there any images of the actual of an actual sad turnip? I don't want the turnip thing. I don't want Grampy Turnip. I just want turnip. Here we go. Let's see. I'm not finding any images of the sad turnip, so let's just grab it. Let's just grab the turnip for now. All right, and that's Peaches. Cool. Peaches evidence to be used against her in a court of law. I'd say she'd probably just wave it away, but then again, when poor Mario was put on trial, in Delfino Plaza, Peach couldn't do anything there. To be fair, it was kind of out of her jurisdiction, regardless, though. Alright, Daisy. What is Daisy's crimes? Aside from being the best princess. Embezzlement? Abandoning her king. Desertion! I like that, actually. Desertion. That's funny. How do you spell that properly? Hold on. Desertion. So again, why do you keep doing that? Make it black and keep it black. There we go. Desertion. That's funny. Okay. Alright, what are her crimes? Or her evidence? What's the evidence linking her to this heinous crime? Daisy's brooch? Yeah, we could just use her brooch. That's fine. Princess Daisy brooch. Yeah, I feel like we should use specific, like, yeah, some kind of, like, yeah, something related to, like, her sports stuff. Your Honor, I present this golf club as evidence to show that this princess does not stay at her kingdom. She's out golfing all the... That sounds too relevant, actually, because to the current real-world events. I apologize. I don't want to use the golf club anymore. Probably a tennis racket, yeah. Tennis racket. Alright, what's next for Daisy? I don't want to do only sports-related stuff. Daisy's petals? Yeah, we could do Daisy petals. Yeah, we can do this. Why not? kind of bright, but it gets the point across. A piece of her dress. I mean, the brooch kind of already is that, so... The 7 coins in Mario Land. A sports trophy. Crystals from Strikers. She has turnips too? Yeah, I know, but I'd rather... She only has the turnips because she's an Echo Fighter. Beyond that, she's never used turnips, so... Her roller skates. Sand from one of her buildings? The Sky Pop. Olympic medal? I suppose we could just use a trophy. Hold on. Yeah, let's do this. Mario Tennis victory animations once again. Just to make it easy to find. Yeah, Daisy really did only wear the roller skates in that one fun little victory animation she had. Alright, one more thing. One more thing. Oh, Grizzler, wait, I like your idea. Mario Part dies, but I think specifically the one from, what was it? From, was it Super Mario Part or Mario Jamboree? It was whatever game that had, like, the unique custom dice per character. Because didn't Daisy have some of the most broken dice in that game? Like, her dice was just genuinely seen as like top tier. Princess Daisy dice. Yeah, the friendly dice block. Which, from what I can tell, was considered broken in that game. Yeah, we can do that. I like that. There we go. Okay, Daisy's good. Alright. Do we just stick with kidnapping, or do we get a little more creative? Because Bowser has kind of a laundry list of crimes here. Mans has many outstanding warrants. Terrorism, kidnapping, forced marriage. I think we just keep it simple and just stick to kidnapping. Why does it keep keep doing that? What the heck? Stop changing it. Okay, so what 5 pieces of evidence from the no doubt mountain of evidence can we use against Bowser? His shell? He's wearing that though. A piano. Oh god. Airship wheel. His emblem. I like his flag. Like his flag with an emblem on it. I like that. Bowser flag. I'm trying to find it on the wiki at least. Wiki. The checkpoint flag. I like that more actually. There we go. That works. The checkpoint flag. Or at the very least, just the cloth. I think just the cloth is okay. Just to get the point across, but still. Okay. Bombs? Bullet bills? I kind of like bullet bills, actually. One of his cannons. Or like a used bullet bill, yeah. It's like, Your Honor, I suggest we take this to ballistics right away. Mr. Wright, it's staring at me. I don't think I want to. Oh god, could you imagine the idea of running ballistics checks on bullet bills? That's so funny to think about. I've never thought of that. That's so funny. Run ballistics right away. Okay. The picture from 3D Land that actually shows him kidnapping Peach? Is it a thing? Hold on. Super Mario 3D Land. Let me see. Gallery. That's true, because Bowser is very taunty. Does it actually show like a picture or something? Like like an actual photograph? There's several. Oh, it is a photo album. Okay, I see. Gotcha. There we go. Yeah. Your Honor, we have photographic evidence! Let me just type this down real quick here. Photo. Red, so just so I can still see it. Your Honor, we have photographic evidence. Bowser is honestly kind of the easiest one in terms of like getting evidence that actually is you probably would see in an Ace Attorney game. The axe? I think the axe more so shows that something against Bowser. Your Honor, ballistics markings, photographic evidence, what more do you need? Something I kind of want to do, actually. Let's see here. Hold on. Bowser food. Bowser chicken. Or roast. Something like that. Bowser roast. I misspelled that. Bowser... God dang it. Bowser roast. There we go. Here's the mushroom roast. Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story. Let's try that. I need specifically a list of items. Consumable items. Here we go. Drumstick. That's what I was looking for. Because Bowser is very clumsy. He would probably leave behind a part of his own meal on accident while kidnapping the princess. The clown car. Let's save that for later. Alright, Maniac, you have a good day. Ooh, I like that. The Bowser key. Yeah, that's a good idea. Bowser key. Yeah, I want specifically the Bowser key. Where is it? Got lots of keys that have been in Mario. I want specifically the Bowser key. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Gallery key. Here we go. A better like art for it though. That works. Okay, we're good on Bowser. Alright. The Ice Climbers. What in the world could these two possibly get into trouble in? Trespassing, maybe? It's about all I could think of. Like, they're trespassing into, like, an illegal spot to climb? I forgot about seal clubbing. Can we not? I'd rather not touch upon that one. It makes sense. Rather not, though. I'm gonna just stick to trespassing. If you lads don't mind. Has it already been a half hour? I guess it has. So I would rather more fun music than just this. Let's go with, what was the Moon Matrix song again? Nah, Go Forth. That's a fun one. Okay. Alright, so what are the Ice Climbers? Evidence against the Ice Climbers specifically. This is a weird one, because they've only had the one game. Broken ice. We could just use ice chunks as a start. Yeah. Broken ice. Chunks. What's a good image to use? I guess just this is fine for now. Has the watermark, but I really don't care. It'll get replaced later on. All right. What's next for Ice Climbers? The vegetables, yeah. The Polar Bear Speedo. Pink Speedo. Oh, I regret looking that up. But it is what it is, I guess. Hold on. Let me make sure I got this right. Hold on. Ice Climber Polar Bear. It's more like Trunks, but point still stands. Show enough of it just so we know. One of those pieces of evidence where Nick is just like, you know what, Maya, you can hold this one. You can hold this one, Maya. It's like, Nick, what the hell? Yeah, the vegetables, that's an easy one. Ice Climber vegetables. Veggie tables. Probably a specific, like, probably the eggplant specifically, but even then. I'll just put down general vegetables for the time being. Okay. Their grappling hook? They don't really have a grappling hook. That's not what it is. It's a belay tether, specifically. Climbing gear. We can do climbing gear, because it's safe to assume they probably have some. Ice Mountain climbing gear. We could do like a spare rope. Ice Mountain belay rope. Here, that'll do. Stick with this for now. Because generally, especially if you're climbing a mountain, you want to have multiples of this stuff. You don't only want to bring the one. Because if something happens to it, you're kind of SOL. So it's safe to assume that the ice climbers, I would like to think, have multiple belay ropes. Their hammers, they're holding their hammers. See, this will be so much easier once I actually play Ice Climber for myself. I'll get through it eventually. Something for the Condor? A power-up? I don't... Does Ice Climber even have power-up items? I don't recall if it does or not. Icicles. That can kind of go under broken ice. Condor. Scales? I think a condor is a bird. Not a reptile. At least I thought it was. The seals. Ooh, that's a good one, Maniac. Footprints in the snow. That's a good one. I like that. Footprints in the snow. That's Evidence 101. Footprints. Footprint that directly ties the Ice Climber's feetwear to the crime scene. There we go. Perfect. Alright, I like that. How would Nick pick that up? I don't know. It's a picture or something. But I'm counting it. Alright. Sheik. What is Sheik? Okay, so yeah, so this is specifically Sheik. So Zelda from Ocarina. What is her crime? Fake identity? Yeah. Yeah. False identity. There we go. Okay. So as for Sheik's evidence, I feel like the most obvious one to start off with is a broken Deku Nut. Like, showing that she just... Because she uses the Deku Nuts as, like, a flashbang, so that... So that's how she warps, by the way, for those who don't know. For Sheik's up special, that's how she warps. Because that's how she does it in Ocarina. She literally throws a Deku Nut at the ground like a flashbang in order to... so she can get away. Like, she's not physically... Yeah, she's not physically, like, teleporting. She's just... She's using misdirection. Her harp? That's a good one, because she certainly isn't using it in Smash. I think we've only ever seen Sheik use her harp a singular time in all of Smash Bros. History, and that's in the opening cinematic of Melee. That's it. And that still bothers me to this day. The harp is a huge part of Sheik. Why doesn't she have it even as like a taunt or something? Zelda, Sheik, harp. The goddess harp. Because she's certainly not using it. So Nick may as well use it for evidence against her. The ocarina? She's not really holding the ocarina herself, though. Her turban... You can get that as an enemy drop? Oh, wait. That's a good point. Hold on. Let me see something here. Hyrule Warriors. Enemy drops. Materialist, let's see. Character drops. Sheik. Her kunai and her turban. Let's go with the kunai. That's probably easier to go. Zelda. Sheik's kunai. Because she's wearing her turban. But the kunai she can have multiples of. Yeah, there we go. Now, actually, something else I think we should do. There should at least be one or two pieces of evidence that more so directly relate to Zelda. Because if it's a case of false identity, Nick has to be able to find out who exactly Sheik is. Zelda's tiara? Maybe not the tiara. Maybe something a little more subtle. Light arrows. Yeah, we can do light arrows. We use this one specifically since it's from Ocarina. But even Link can use the light arrows. So what's one piece of evidence that would directly like link Sheik to Zelda, aside from the crown? Because Zelda's already wearing her crown. Okay, so here's this then. So I guess getting a little ahead here. What's a piece of evidence that could be shared between Link or between Sheik and Zelda? The Triforce of Wisdom? I don't think they... No, I don't think it's that easy to just find that as evidence. Fingerprint matches? Oh no. The Sheikah Slate? That's more so Breath of the Wild Zelda. Hair DNA test? Okay, so here's actually my thing on Sheik, though. Would DNA tests even work? Because Sheik is using straight up... Well, Zelda is using straight up magic to turn into Sheik. And she's doing it enough to the point where she can change her eye color, her skin color. Now, obviously, I would like to think at the very least that, at least in Zelda world, they don't have fingerprint analysis or hair DNA analysis or whatever, but I'd like to think at the very least, Zelda probably is... If she's changing her skin color and her eye color, she's probably changing a lot about herself there. So would that even work? I'm clearly like getting way too into this, honestly. You know what? I'm gonna just keep it simple. I don't know why I'm trying to make this way more complicated than I need to. I'm gonna just keep it simple. Let's just go with the Triforce of Wisdom. That's something that both Sheik and Zelda have. Why is Nick finding it on the ground? Couldn't tell you. But it's funny. So who cares? Alright. There we go. So that said. So now Zelda. What are Zelda's crimes? What has Zelda done? And I guess to keep in mind, this Zelda specifically comes from Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds. Nick sees her using the Triforce and takes a picture. Girl bossing without a license. Having the most broken Final Smash in the game. What are Zelda's crimes? False imprisonment? Who is she falsely imprisoning? Of Ganon? What do you mean false imprisonment of Ganon? What are we talking about? How is that false imprisonment? War crimes? Yeah, exactly. Don't we want Ganon God? That guy's a literal war criminal. Treason to who? Red? I can't believe it. Zelda has committed no crimes. In Twilight Princess, she got in the past and locked Ganon before he did anything? Well, no. Because that Ganondorf is the same Ganondorf from previous games. That was him escaping from he escaped from prison. Burning the grilled cheese sandwich. Dang it, Zelda. Child endangerment? That one depends. Evading the law, conspiracy. Wasn't Link a child in Link Between Worlds? I'm not totally sure, but isn't Zelda the same age as Link? Man, Zelda! Girl! Don't you get tired of being nice all the time? Don't you just want to go fucking apeshit? Cloning? Accessory to someone else's... You know what? I'll take that one. Why not? Accessory to crime. Because Link for sure has committed crimes and she's supporting Link. So let's go with that. Accessory to crime. I'm fine with that. Accessory to crime. I'm cool with that. Accessory to crime is so funny. Alright, so what are the pieces of evidence to use against Zelda then? We already got the Triforce of Wisdom itself. Zelda's letter? When does Zelda have a letter? The staff from Echo of Wisdom. Zelda's... What game did she have a letter? Zelda's letter. Oh, you're right! In Ocarina! You right though. She does have a letter a couple of games, I guess, doesn't she? Alright, fair enough. True. Directly linking her to Link. It's like his name is Link or something. Proving that she's an accessory. Awesome. Perfect. Love it. Alright, what's next? The actual Ocarina of Time itself. Let's save that for young Link. Hilda's testimony. Are we back? OBS disconnected there for a second. We good? We back? We Gucci? Her arrows? You know what? I think we can. I think we can do that, honestly. Because I wouldn't mind there being a couple of things that are, like, the same between Sheik and Zelda. Because they are technically the same person, even though technically this Sheik is this Zelda is different from this Zelda, but who cares, honestly, at this point. A wanted poster of Echoes of Wisdom? Hold on. Wait. Zelda Song of Time. Here we go. I like this, actually. A music notes page of the Song of Time, showing that she did in fact teach that to Link. Even though by all accounts in Ocarina, she does teach Link most of the songs in that game. So, a music note thing. What's that called again? Where's Brandon when you need him? What's it called? Like when you have like a music sheet. Wasn't it just a music sheet actually? I forget. Whatever. All right. One more piece of Zelda evidence. Sheet music. Okay, yeah, there you go. Thank you. Horsehair? What? You keep bringing up the Echoes of Wisdom Wanted poster, but... Let me see that poster real quick. Hold on. Echoes of Wisdom Wanted poster. Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, may as well, because it's funny to look at. Some Lloyd Irving shit right there. Alright, cool. Alright, Dr. Mario. So his crime is impersonating a doctor, right? Yeah, I'm about to say. Unlicensed medicine use. Malpractice. Okay, so yeah, so what do we want? We want malpractice or unlicensed medical okay, I'm good with medical malpractice. I'm fine with that one. Brawl Fan 1, 2025. I'm fine with medical malpractice. Quoting out of context. Alright. So now, what are some of Dr. Mario's evidence? Clearly, I think the medicine capsule should be one of them. Clearly. Dr. Mario... medicine. Yeah, the pill capsule. That's an easy one. Aside from the half-eaten mushroom. Wow, Doctor, you're eating on the job? Come on, man. You already don't have a doctor's license. The Mega Vitamins, yeah. The viruses? That's a harder pick, because Dr. Mario is at least trying to get rid of the viruses specifically. We could do a stethoscope, potentially. Because while he is wearing one, it's not hard to assume that he has multiple. The stethoscope? What's a status? Did you mean the stethoscope? Maybe he didn't have viruses in a petri dish? The viruses are pretty big, though. Like, viruses are not, like, actual virus sized. At least I don't think they are. Though a petri dish could work. Yeah, we can do a petri dish. Why not? Maybe the viruses were in that petri dish, but it's open, so they escaped. I don't know. I don't fully know how the viruses work in Dr. Mario. I never played it. His PhD? Is there... Hold on, I gotta see this. Dr. Mario PhD. Does he actually have one? Like, do we actually ever see one? I don't know. I don't think we do. Then again, considering how many doctors there are. How many doctors there are in... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Oh! Okay, so the viruses... They're not super microscopic, but they are kind of tiny. It may just depend on the game, because there are some pieces of art here that shows Mario with viruses in a jar specifically. The jar! Oh, I didn't even think about that. It's a... Because that's what you're putting all the medicine inside of, with the virus... Okay, so maybe the viruses are tiny then. It's a jar. A glass jar. Then again, the pills themselves are really big. Regardless, the jar. Because that's what the actual game is based on. It's a jar. So that's what... So that can be the final piece of evidence. The jar... that he puts all the pills and that the viruses also hide inside of. There we go. That works. A full jar? Alright. Pichu! What is Pichu's crimes? Aside from self-mutilation, which I don't think is actually a crime, just really unfortunate. Causing a blackout. Pichu was a baby, but it has done nothing wrong. Reckless endangerment. Energy consumption. Assault. Drinking underage? What? Rare candy fraud. Pichu did performance enhancing drugs? Property damage? Cheating at Pokeathlon? Being the first Pika clone? Is it really a Pika clone, though, if it's directly related to Pikachu? Oh, excuse me. Oh my god, I streamed before. Only an hour? Okay, that's not bad. Still got a few to go through. I'm fine with property damage. Because Pikachu also can fall under that too, but I'm fine with property damage. Because Pichu also chew on electric wiring, don't they? Here, let's read some of Pichu's Pokedex entries here. Hold on. Oh, and actually, hold on. We got a... Here. Let's go with... this one. Actually, hold on. That's good. Okay. Pichu. Let's go to Bulbapedia. Let's go to Bulbapedia and read some of Pichu's deals. His Pokedex entries. Not yet skilled at storing electricity. It may send out a jolt if amused or startled. Despite its small size, they can stab even human adults. It also suppresses itself. You know what? Based on a lot of these, I think we should do this. Hold on. Let's change Pikachu's. I'm going to take Pikachu's Electrocution one and move it to Pichu's. And then I'm going to change Pikachu's to property damage. Because Pikachu does actively cause property damage. Because some Pikachu have been known to sneak into houses and chew on electric wiring. There we go. Okay. Alright, Peach. Okay, so what's Pichu's evidence now? So we already got the held item thing, so Pichu could only be found in the wild with Oran Berries. And then if you defeat Pichu's in Scarlet Violet, they can drop Pichu fur. So what else is there? Oh, hold up. Pichu can drop spoiled apricorns in Legends Arceus, which probably Pikachu also can too. But you know what? That'll make it at least a little easier to differentiate them. Pichu's just a baby. He doesn't know how to handle his food. And something even funnier, looking at this, if you got the event with the spiky-eared Pichu, which is a costume in Super Smash Bros., it's guaranteed to be holding a Zap plate. That I think is funny, and that I think we should give to Pichu. A Zap plate. Pichu, what do you got there? An ornament of God! Alright, so one more thing from Pichu. The ukulele from Rangers? I like that. Let's do that. Hold on. Is there like a good image here on Pichu's page for that? Let me see. I like the ukulele. Because even if that ukulele was just one specific Pichu, like, it's still a fun callback. Alright, so now, next up is Falco. What is Falco's crime? Reckless flying? Is Falco... No! You know what? Falco used to be in a gang. Hold on, what are the crimes normally associated... Because, like, it's a... Yeah, so what are the crimes normally associated with gang members? Gang violence. Yeah, I'm down with that. Yeah, he was. Yeah, Falco was in a gang. He used to be in a gang. Gang violence. Alright. So now what are Falco's pieces of evidence? So what do we have for Fox? The broken Arwing piece. The broken... And then the invoice. Huh, that explains the attitude. Yeah! His feathers? You know what? That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Because he's a bird. Falco, Lombardi, feathers. There's not really much of anything that shows his feathers and whatnot, but like, I could just grab a picture of him real quick and then just be like, feathers! His feathers! Yeah, we're gonna use this picture here because it shows him with him literally messing with his head, his hair. So here, and then I'll just put a note over it: feathers, his feathers, the feathers of which come off of his body because he is a bird, and birds have a tendency to drop feathers often. Feathers. This real quick. There we go. Okay. The controller he threw at his TV. That's, you know what? Proof of a violent attitude. Proof of aggression. Hold on, where we got like a good image of that. Let me see. It's like, ah, dang it! Proof of aggression. That is absolutely a lawyerly thing that he would do. That you'd expect out of a lawyer. Like as like ways to like deface the people you're trying to go against. You gotta like show proof of. It's like, especially for gang violence, you gotta show proof that this is naturally a violent and aggressive person. That makes so much sense. Let me do this, hold on. Drone controller. That's so funny. That was a good one. Okay. His reflector. He does throw it around quite a bit. Yeah. That could also easily be tied to Fox, though, too. I mean, I guess we could also use Fox's reflector. I guess it depends on how many of them they have. Who knows? We'll come back to that one. I want to listen to something. Where is Robot Laboratory? Reminiscence, Dark Age, Reminiscence, Detailed Puzzles, Difficult, Suspicious. Pursuit. This one. There we go. That's the one I like. Alright. Alright, what else for Falco? His pistol? Wait, what if for Falco specifically? Because Falco is a bit more trigger happy. Bullet holes, or I guess laser holes, like laser scorch marks in the wall specifically, that come from Falco's pistol. Again, signs of aggression. He's trigger happy. Laser gun scorch marks in the wall. Yeah, this will do. How would they prove it was his scorch marks? I guess it depends on location. Yeah, because I guess, yeah, you wouldn't necessarily... I don't really know how you'd compare ballistics evidence specifically for a laser gun. But Nick is a smart guy. I'm sure he'd find it out somehow. Alright, what else? What else for Falco, guys? You only need to play more Star Fox games. A photo of his gang and friends. Do we have that? Star Fox Falco's old gang. Free as a Bird. That was the name of his old gang. Which Cat was a part of, by the way. Gang picture. I love this pursuit theme. It's so good. Go. All right. Can we think of one more piece of evidence to tie on to Falco? Yeah. Yeah, at this point, I guess we can't just use the reflector. The reflector. Which, honestly, by this point, we can also just give to Fox. Because we were still missing evidence for Fox, too, so we can just give them both the reflector. I think it's fine. Alright. Do we know if he was arrested once? I don't know. No, that I don't know. But alright. We're done with Falco. Next is Marth. What is Marth's crime, specifically? I think the most we can really give for him is probably desertion. But if he didn't desert, he'd be dead. So, I don't know about that one. War crimes? No, Marth was pretty good about, not committing war crimes, I feel. It has been a while since I played Shadow Dragon. Let me see here. Fire Emblem Marth. Dude is too pure of heart to commit any crimes. Ugh. We could use cheating. Cheating in tournaments. Because of how broken he was in Melee. He was forced into exile. Cheating in tourney sounds hilarious. You know what? These crimes don't matter in the long run. Let's do it. Cheating in tourney. If we think it's like a little more fitting, we'll do it. But honestly, cheating in tourney is funny as hell. Because the crimes themselves, again, don't actually matter. It's the evidence that we're really looking for here. Alright, so for a Fire Emblem character, I feel like the first easy thing to do is like a broken weapon of some kind. Because the weapons generally break. So I think for Marth specifically, a broken rapier could be good. Broken rapier. Or I guess a broken sword in general is fine, either way. If we want to tie it to Marth specifically, the rapier would be the easiest one to do. Yeah, I'll just put a note on it. Rapier. Alright, what else for Marth? His grab hitbox. That hitbox is so big, it's downright criminal. What if Phoenix is fighting another Phoenix? Then there would be evidence against Phoenix. We will get to that whenever we get... when I say when if, but honestly it probably is just when at this point. I get around to trying to find evidence for all of the what if characters. Tourney rosters, oh no. The Fire Emblem itself? Gods. Yeah, may as well. And we could actually put this on a few characters, honestly. Yeah, so for those who've never seen it, here is the actual Fire Emblem, by the way. Here is the thing, the Fire Emblem. And yeah, we can give this to a couple of characters. We can give this to Chrom. Actually, that might be it. Unless I'm just forgetting someone else. Because the Fire Emblem was a part of Marth's lineage, and Chrom and Lucina, well, and Lucina by extension, are descendants of Marth. We can give it to Lucina too, why not? His dead comrades, oh gods. Nick's crime. Dude, yeah, I guess to be fair, Nick has committed a couple of crimes in his cases, yeah. Here and there. Can't you recruit teenagers to your army and Fire Emblem? Yeah, there are plenty of kids in the army, but at the same time, keep in mind the time period that the game takes place in. It's medieval times, where that isn't exactly illegal, sadly. His old tunic. Oh, excuse me. Do we have any more evidence for Marth? We could just use more broken stuff. Like an empty bottle of Vulnerary? That could work. For those that don't know, Vulnerary is like it's like a healing elixir in Fire Emblem. He is cheating in tournaments. He's taking supplements on the side. That's also a crime, isn't it? Let's do this actually here. Empty. And honestly, the empty Vulnerary bottle can be used for quite enough for most, if not all, of the Fire Emblem characters, if I'm perfectly honest. Yeah, like, we can do it for Lucina. So the moment you find a Vulnerary bottle, it must be a Fire Emblem character. I knew they couldn't be trusted! I can always replace the Vulnerary bottles later on. Oops. In general, if we find better stuff for them, but this is just a start. Okay. Yeah, I can always replace those later if need be. I'm just putting them in just to be safe. Alright. Ooh, that's a good one, a Master Seal. The Master Seal that he's not using for Smash! Which, honestly, that's kind of another item that can be used for generally any Fire Emblem character. Dang it. Just filling up all the Fire Emblem characters. Once again, I can always replace it if I find more things that are better suited. Or at the very least for the characters that actually can use it. Which, to be fair, most of them can. I can't immediately think of a Fire Emblem game that didn't have Master Seals in it. Still kind of salty that... Did Three Houses? No! I don't think Three Houses had Master Seals, actually, come to think of it. Did they? I forget. Because you... Three Houses was set up in a way where you had to teach your units how... They did have Master Units? Okay. Because Three Houses was set up in a way where you had to, like, teach your class, your students how to, how to like be certain stuff. All right. Well, again, I can replace them as I go. In which case, what is Marth's last piece of evidence? I'm trying to think, actually. Hold on. Back to Marth. Fire Emblem Marth. Because I forget, did Marth get a secondary weapon to use when he ranks up? Let me see. Because most of them do. No, he doesn't. He's purely a sword fighter. Okay. I can't immediately think of any more items to give to Marth, per se. Unless we go to, like, Heroes. Let's see. Here, hold on. What are some of his costumes in Heroes? Altean Prince. Altean Groom. Ah. Let's do that. A blue flower, which he uses a part of his wedding attire. Why not? A blue flower. Must be Marth's. Alright. Cool. Stick with that for now. Alright, Lucina. Identity theft, right? We can just do identity theft for her. Well, no, it's straight up identity theft. Because with Sheik wasn't impersonating any one person. Sheik was just going under a false identity specifically. Lucina was straight up identity theft. Because she was pretending to be Marth. Sort of. Not really. But yeah, still. I wouldn't say she was really pretending to be Marth per se, but she was using his name, so that has to count for something. Alright, so now what are some of Lucina's stuff? I feel like we should give a broken weapon to each character. Or at the very least the ones that can break their weapons in their games. So let me see, Lucina. Her mask is a big one too, yeah, her mask for sure. Fire Emblem Lucina mask. Yeah, that works. And if we find more cooler ones, then I can replace one of the some of these guys over here too, like I said. So let's see, Lucina. I know when she ranks up. Because she's a lord when she starts. And then can become a great lord. The great lord class, specifically in Awakening anyway. Wish it said. Hold on. Where is it? An Awakening. They can also wield lances. Okay. And if I recall correctly, another class that Lucina is kind of known for having is the wedding class, which is another spear-wielding class. So I think Lucina having a broken spear as evidence is also pretty good, especially considering she doesn't use it. So of course, if she's not using it, who's to say she can't drop it? So here, Fire Emblem. Broken Spear. Broken Lance. And if we have any other better ideas than just those, then that can replace any of those first three, I'm all ears. I feel like Miles would have worked better here, considering Phoenix is a defense attorney. I mean, evidence is evidence. I mean, who's to say that when and if I ever get around to making a Miles Edgeworth moveset, and if he also has an evidence-related gimmick, he could be using the same evidence here. Evidence is evidence. Doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on, it's like, the evidence is going to be used by everybody, for better or worse. Alright, anything else for Lucina? Anything to potentially replace one of these three first things? Not so much, Maniac. It's just some of them, there are some items that we gave to Marth that could also work for other characters, but I'm down to replacing them if need be. Like, if we could find better, like more interesting stuff. Miles will be an Echo Fighter? I think not. Because I made Phoenix's moveset with a more, like, defensive gameplay in mind. Miles, I think, would have a much more aggressive gameplay, because he is a prosecutor. Which is why I think Apollo is a much better suited Echo Fighter for Phoenix than Edgeworth is. This is the count of their first encounter. Plus, it just makes more sense for Apollo to be the Echo Fighter anyway, because Apollo is literally Phoenix's disciple, his apprentice. Like, Phoenix taught Apollo a lot of what he knows. Miles is more of the Luigi to Nick's Mario. I mean, I would say that Nick is more of a Luigi and Miles is more of the Mario, but it is... I get what you mean. It is what it is. Alright, can't think of anything else for Lucina? Alright, we can come back to Lucina then. Alright, Young Link. What is Young Link's crime, specifically? I mean, if we're to go off of Lord Beerus, time travel in and of itself is a crime. Trespassing. So keep in mind, this Young Link specifically is the one in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Unsanctioned time travel. You know what? It's just funny. Because if we go off the Lord Beerus Dragon Ball logic, unsanctioned time travel is hilarious. Okay. Okay, so we definitely need to use a mask of some kind. What's the most useless mask in Majora's Mask that Young Link probably wouldn't even notice if he dropped it? Majora's Mask masks. The stone? No, that mask is no. That mask is awesome. No, the Keaton mask. That's a pretty iconic one, honestly. What else is there? We could use the Keaton mask because that could work. Yeah, let's just go with the Keaton mask. That's a pretty safe one to use, honestly. And you know what? I think we can give this Link the ocarina as evidence. Not like he's using it. Zelda ocarina. It's like, not like he's using it in Smash right now for some reason. The same thing with, like, yeah, with Sheik's harp. Why isn't Link using his ocarina even as, like, a taunt or something? Come on! Lame. Though the Ocarina of Time would be pretty good proof that he is time traveling without a warrant. Or without a license or whatever. Bottles! There we go. Yeah, this Link would definitely use his bottles. Zelda bottles. Yeah, this Link is definitely a bottle user. And while he does actually have a bottle taunt, where he drinks milk for one of his taunts, you can hold more than one bottle, so you could drop one of them. Rupees, I think this still kind of goes under the smash pop, broken pop thing. Right, see you for now. Okay, see you in a bit. See you later, then, maniac. We're doing the time. Okay. Ooh, I like his slingshot. That's a good one. Yeah, because he's not using it anymore. Zelda slingshot. Cool. Alright. Young Link was easy. Alright, Mr. War Crimes himself. Which I'm fairly certain we can just put his crime as war crimes. Broke every Geneva Convention law in the book. Now, what's the mountain of evidence that we can use to prove that? I don't think we need to do the Triforce of Power for him specifically. Because we already got that for Zelda, and even that one I'm still kind of iffy on, but it is what it is. Oh! No, I got a good one! I got a good one. Something that he's used a lot of, but we don't see in Smash. His trident. Because remember, a trident was his original weapon. Or at the very least, like, the first weapon we ever see Ganon use. Again, he's not using it in Smash, so who's to say he wouldn't notice if he dropped it? Ooh, okay, so hold on. Back to Hyrule Warriors then. What are some items that he can drop in Hyrule Warriors? Ganondorf, his gauntlets, and his jewel. I'm cool with the jewel. Gotta keep this list up, actually, for now. Zelda, Ganondorf's jewel. Oh, right, yeah. His boss form should also be able to drop stuff, too. Ganon. Ganon's main, Ganon's Fang. We can use his main, I think. There we go, that works. Direct physical evidence. All right. The volley orb that he can toss around. Aren't those just orbs of light? What else is there? Decayed Deku Branch. A Skulltula? I kind of like that, actually. Yeah, like one of the drop Skulltula pieces. Signs of a curse. Let's go for this. Maybe not that. Here we go. Hold on. Gold Skulltulas. I want specifically their drop, not the Skulltula itself. Like their drop. Hold on. Zelda Skulltula. Yeah, here we go. Picks up a whole spider spirit. Maya, you can carry this one. Or exercise it. I don't know. Can you exercise it, please? Who dares?
Yo.
Yo. How's it going, Brandon?
Goes alright.
I am attempting to find the war crimes, the evidence to convict the war crimes of Ganondorf.
Well, we got a lot to choose from.
Yeah, I know, right? We got 4 so far. We just need 1 more. Here's the screen share for you. If you can think of anything else for the characters that I've done earlier than that as well, because like I would like to think of, because like I got like a lot of the Fire Emblem characters under a lot of the same stuff, like an empty bottle of Vulnerary, the Master Seal, and the actual Fire Emblem itself for certain characters. But at the I wouldn't mind replacing some of those just so it's not so samey. So aside from her mask and a broken spear, do you have any other ideas for Lucina?
I genuinely don't know.
Ooh, wait! White Oak, I like that idea. For Ganondorf. The Shadow Ganon's... Phantom Ganon's mask. That's a good one for Ganondorf. There we go, for the final piece of evidence for him.
Okay.
Phantom Ganon mask. That works for me. Kind of big, but is what it is. Alright. So that's it for Ganondorf then, Mr. Warcrimes himself. Next is Mewtwo. So what is Mewtwo's crime? Murder?
Attempted genocide.
Yeah, honestly. Terrorism? Yeah, I'm gonna go with terrorism. Terrorism. Oh dear.
Biological terrorism.
Biological warfare. Alright.
Yeah.
So what's... Okay, so hold on. So Mewtwo's a legendary, so... More than likely, he's not going to have any drops or held items from the games. We can check, though. So let's see, Mewtwo. Are there any games that have Mewtwo having a held item of some kind? We could use the Mega Mewtwo X Mega Stone. He's not using it.
It's true.
He's using the Mega Y Stone, not the Mega X one, though. Alright, we have a picture of the Mega X Stone. Oh, he does have some held items. What? Wait. Huh? How?
What's up?
So apparently, in red, blue, and yellow, he can have the Bright Powder? The game that didn't have held items? There's an hold on. There's an asterisk, and there's an asterisk next to them. How does that work?
When you transfer him up to Gen 2, the items appear?
Maybe? There's an asterisk here. I mean, if... I assume Bulbapedia is correct, so I'm gonna just go with it.
Hey,
Why not?
can y'all relax? He already mentioned using the Mega Stones. Like, that's already been confirmed. Relax.
Yeah, let me just grab what I can. Let me just grab the images of what I can. So Bright Powder, I guess. That's interesting.
It's like, are y'all not listening?
No, they're not. Well, here's the Mega Mewtwo Y one. I need the Mega Mewtwo X one, though. Let me see. X, here we go. Yeah, so the Mega X Stone. There we go. Okay, so now according to this, based on some prior events, Mewtwo also there was two other events or three other events for Mewtwo. One had it holding Mewtwo Y. We already got X. One had it holding a Custap Berry, so we can do that.
Wait, Custap? Mewtwo's not slow, though. Is it?
I mean, no, not really. But that's just what the event gave it. Let me get a better picture of the, hold on, let me get a better picture of the Bright Powder, actually. Let me do this. There we go.
That had to have been banned.
And then the last item that it apparently was given through a past event was a King's Rock. But sure, we can give that to Mewtwo as well. He's the king after all. He's the king. He's the king. King of Ubers. I'm lying. That's Rayquaza. Or somebody else. I don't know. I'm sure by Uber standard, there's way more powerful Pokemon than Mewtwo, but Mewtwo was the OG.
I mean, for a while, Blaziken was right there.
Alright. So what else can we give to Mewtwo in terms of, like... Let's see.
Broken pieces of the test tube that he escaped from.
Mew DNA. Like the strand of Mew DNA. No! Hold on. Here's an idea. The diary.
Which diary?
The one found in the old mansion of Cinnabar Island, the one where you find out about Mewtwo and all that such.
Hmm.
Brian! His crime, the victim. Hold on, I gotta find it. Pokemon Old Mansion Diary. Yeah, the Mansion Journals. Here we go. I'm down for that. Cool. Alright, Mewtwo was easy. Okay, so next up is Roy. So, out of all of the currently existing Fire Emblem characters in Smash, Roy's was the only one of the games that I did not finish. So he's the lord that I know the least about. Arson. Chat mentioned the Berserk gene, an item that Mewtwo can use exclusively. Wasn't that a cut item, though? Whatever, we're done with you. We're done with Mewtwo. We're on Roy now. What's Roy? Roy was on the battlefield at age 15. No way the rules of war allow that. They do back in the medieval times. Yeah, I don't got much for Roy either. He's like out of the, because yeah, there are a good number of characters on this list that I know very little about. Roy is one of them. We may have to just skip Roy for now, honestly. This is going to have to be one of those cases where we'll have to come back to this after I play Roy's game on stream. Once we're all a little more familiar with it, assuming you guys actually show up. And then we can learn a little more about it. It wasn't cut. It returned since Gen 2, but obviously we moved on. Okay, well, yeah, so, yeah, who cares? Anyway. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to skip Roy for now. Chrom, though. I'm much more familiar with Chrom. Fire Emblem Awakening was my first Fire Emblem game.
As was mine.
And the first immediate thing that I want to give to Chrom, let me find it. Fire Emblem Chrom. The first piece of evidence for Chrom, of which will tie him to whatever crime we give to him, is his swimsuit. He dropped his swim trunks. Poor Chrom. Oh no, he's hot. Yeah, by the way, what is Chrom's crime, by the way? What is the Chrom crime? What is the Chrom crime? The crime of which Chrom committed.
That is, in fact, the question.
Child endangerment? Wait, hold on. What is it called to kill a king? Regicide?
I think? Hold on.
Regicide, yeah. He's killed a couple of kings. Yeah, regicide. Let's go with that. Okay, so what's a broken weapon we can give to Chrom? Because I would like to give the Fire Emblem characters, like, broken weapons. So Chrom is in the same place as Lucina, where when he levels up, he gets a spear. So we could just give him another broken spear, honestly. There's got to be more interesting things to give these characters, though, dang it.
Let's also add that to Sonic's list of crimes. Sonic's never killed anybody.
Yeah, what king?
If anything,
what king did Sonic kill? And
if anything's,
and if you're talking about King Arthur, that doesn't count. That guy was an illusion.
yeah, it's like if anything, Sonic was the one to have died at least once.
Yeah, that was not the real King Arthur.
Yeah, that wasn't the real King Arthur.
No, I don't think Sonic's killed anybody. As far as I can remember. I'm trying to think to like some of Chrome's like supports. Like I'm trying to remember some of Chrome's quirks and whatnot.
Yes, Sonic's would definitely be destruction of property.
Yeah, for sure. Speeding, probably.
So speeding's too easy. That's literally what his whole thing is centered around with. Like speeding would be way too easy.
Sonic's public exposure? Oh no. Hold on, wait a minute.
Wait, you mean indecent exposure?
Probably that, yeah, sure. I just remembered, Fire Emblem Awakening had a deal where every single character had, like, a secret about them. Hold on. Fire Emblem Awakening character secrets.
Evading arrest for Sonic because Sonic Avenger 2. Oh, that's right. He was convicted once before already. Right, and that was because of identity theft.
Trying to remember what all the secrets were. Dang it. I know there's like a list for it. What was the name? Hold on. It was a DLC. Hold on. Let's try this. Hold on. DLC. There was a DLC pack specifically about these monsters that got their hands... Downloadable content, let's see. Champions Pack, Golden Pack, Lost Bloodlines Pack. Golden Gaff, Exponential Growth, Infinite. Harvest Scramble, Death's Embrace. It was one of these. Dang it. Because I remember a few of them. Like how I think Lys's was that she snorted. And whenever she laughed, she tried to keep it a secret. And there was like a deal where like when she fought the monster that had her secret, she was like, I don't snort. And then she accidentally snorts in front of it, and then she's like, you know I can't let you leave here alive now, right? Hold on. Awakening. Lyssa snorting. If I do that, I might be able to find...
There's rings to invoke Chrom and Fire Emblem Engage. See, I never played Fire Emblem Engage. I've heard good things, but I never got a chance to try it.
Roster Rescue, that's what it was. Or at least I hope that's what it was. It looks like it. At base camp set up, Lissa and Frederick report to Chrom that a group of strange Risen have stolen the roster of the Shepherds. And it could... Yes, here we go. Okay, here we go. I got it. I got all the Ramirez secrets. Chrom's was the most likely to break things. Which honestly tells me that we should give him more broken stuff. So here, let's do this. Let's remove this. And at this point, yeah, let's just also give him the broken rapier, because that is another one of his start. Just like Mar, that is one of his starting things.
Yep.
Now, what is something else that he's likely to break? Though, if you guys are curious in terms of like other secrets of the characters, Frederick is fond of starting fires. Sully is bad at cooking. Virion is the most prolonged primper, whatever that means. Stahl is the biggest glutton. Vike is good at misplacing things. Muriel is a superfluous packer. Sumiya is best at tripping over nothing. Callum is the tallest while seated, which is funny because no one can ever see him. Donald has the curliest hair. Long Ku is the deftest potato peeler. Rickon is the most popular with cute animals. Maribel is the most likely to toss in her sleep. Gaius is a frequent nosebleeder. Pan is the fastest at eating meals. Cordelia is a frequent sire. Gregor is most likely to crick his back. Naui is the biggest oversleeper. Libra has the scabbiest knees. Tharja, unsurprisingly, has the darkest thoughts. Olivia is the most mesmerizing singer. Shershay is terrifying when angry. Henry has the lowest heart rate. Anna has the fattest nest egg. Sayri is the most talented skin diver. Tiki is the most likely to sleep in. Flavia is the first to do push-ups.
Oh my goodness.
Basilio has the biggest reactions. What's up?
Sonic Rumble has a release window. Finally. Another release window.
Oh, okay, here's Lucina. Which we...
What?
I don't know how we can turn this into evidence, though. Lucina is the least likely to get a joke, so she has the worst sense of humor.
Sonic Rumble slated to release in November. Finally!
Okay. Alright, well, something to keep in mind in no, you're fine. Something to keep in mind in general. Alright. Is there anything else we potentially want to do for Chrom? Or I think we're probably good for him then. If we come up with anything else, we can always come back to it. Alright. And then the last character for the stream, for at least this part, for the day. Mr. Game & Watch. What is Mr. Game & Watch's crime?
That is the question.
What about Robin? Robin doesn't have one because Robin was the one that wrote the roster. So of course Robin's not going to write one on himself. Mr. Game & Watch's negligence? Why negligence? Criminal negligence. Alright, you guys may have to explain that one to me.
Hacking.
Oh, that's a good point! Because of all the different workplace violations. Also, who just joined?
Maple.
Maple? How's it going, Maple?
Nothing much, just at work.
Okay. Yeah, so, like, okay, I like that, though. Is there... What's a good term in terms of, like, yeah, like, negligence at, like, a workplace? Like, prone to causing workplace violations. What's that... What would that be called?
Accident prone?
Well, is it like a legal term for it, though? I guess just gross negligence is probably the best we're gonna get. Did I spell that right? Was it negligence or negligence? No, okay, no, it is negligence. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure that's right.
So how you been doing, Maple? So who is calling me? Sorry about that. That was Sophia calling me, letting me know regarding Legend ZA GameStop stuff. So, yeah, so since I was actually very nearly done with this anyway, because we were on the last character, though I would like to try to at least go back to Roy if possible. Once I finish streaming, though, I will be going off to GameStop to go pay for my game. That way tonight we can just walk in and grab it. In which case, gross negligence for Mr. Game & Watch. So, there's a lot of stuff for Mr. Game & Watch's various games that we could use. Workplace endangerment? We can, yeah, that's probably better. We can do that too. Workplace endangerment.
Are you also going to be streaming ZA when it comes out?
I am not.
I will.
That's a game that I'm gonna play myself first, and then probably much later down the line, I'll stream it like at a much later date.
I'm streaming it later tonight.
I'm gonna be recording a video, and it does involve Pokemon packs because I have like a whole booster box on the side ready. It's gonna be fun, let me tell you.
Hey.
I will more than likely be hanging out in the server to, I guess, get ready for Pokemon if anybody wants to hang out at that time.
Okay. Well, I may or may not. We'll see. Because for me, it's definitely gonna be a case of like, yeah, like, 'cause for a game like that, I'm gonna want to play it on my own.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if we're all playing at the same time, then that shouldn't matter too much, right?
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so what are the various items that we can give to Mr. Game & Watch as like proof of his negligence?
His belt, I don't know.
The flag that he has and
the bucket, pesticide. There's a lot
flag.
of stuff. There's a lot of stuff we can use. Oh, you know what? Actually, here's a good one. The manhole.
Yeah.
Nothing like potentially getting someone to fall into a manhole. That's a start. Nick just picks up a whole manhole cover. He's like, Maya, you carry this. Yeah, so the bucket. What game did the bucket come from again? Was it Oil Panic?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was Oil Panic, yeah. Nothing like nothing like accidentally spilling your oil all over the place.
Right. If it was an accident, then that's not considered a crime, right?
But it's still endangerment.
I mean, fair.
Okay. What else? Dive helmet. The frying pan. The wrench. No, the wrench is a big one. If that drop, cause yeah, like because those are falling all over the place. What game was that from? Which one was that?
Call.
Yeah, which one was? Yeah, had all the tools and stuff falling. Falling. Was that helmet? Yeah, that was helmet. Okay. Because even though you are wearing a helmet, falling tools is still not good. All right. Fire attack. Lion. Actually, yeah, because why are those gates open? Bruh. I think a picture of the open lion gates itself is probably good there, or something along those lines. Alright, one more. The flames. The chef? Oh, yeah, because there's... Bro, you were in a kitchen, and there's animals in your kitchen. What are you doing? The mouse. Let's do the mouse. I'll find better pictures of them later. Nick just finds a whole mouse just trying to steal food off the ground in your kitchen. What the heck, dude? Where is the health inspector when you need him? Alright, cool. So we can try to go back to Roy here. I can quickly look up Roy's stuff. Like Maple, have you ever played Roy's game? In Fire Emblem? Arson? Has he ever actually caught anything on fire, though? Here, let's read his biography here. During the events of Blazing Blade, Eliwood meets a tactician Oh, that's Blazing Blade. Binding Blade is what we want. Roy is only 15 years old when he is chosen to fight in front of his troops in Fiere, during the time of which his father Eliwood that was seriously ill. He was called back home because the land was being attacked by bandits. He managed to stop the looters, rescuing his father and Lilina, who was visiting Fiere. He becomes the leader of the Lycian army after the unfortunate death of Hector of Ostia, their previous leader, and the imprisonment of his daughter, Lilina. Those events unfolded as a result of Bern conquering the neighboring nations of Sacae and Ilia, and had turned its sights to the Lycian League. Following the Lycian Code, each province is obligated to send their armies into battle against those who would attack the nation states. Marcus and Merlinius, veterans of war, are important figures that guide Roy during his journey from who he seeks counseling. Marches to Arafan to meet the mercenaries Diak, Shauna, Lot, and Wade, who were hired by his father. I don't know, man. What was Lucina's crime? Lucina's crime was identity theft. Now we're trying to think on Roy right now. Wasn't the big... The first thing I usually think about with Roy, in terms of his own game, is that he's actually the weakest lord. Like, comparing all the other lords in other games, Roy is actually the worst. He's the most prone to death. Which probably makes his game the hardest overall.
You can always come back to him if you're stumped.
Well, that's just it. Like, he's the last character. I already skipped him once.
Oh, okay.
I already skipped him once.
Okay.
Like, I went back to him for now.
I wish I could tell you, but I've only played like Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates.
Yeah. Like, I started Roy's game, but I never finished it. I had to put it down for other reasons. And that was a while ago. I don't remember much about it. Yeah, what is Roy's personality? Roy is a bookish young man that is eager to learn and suddenly has to fill the role of a leader. He's a nerd? I never took Roy as a little nerd. Huh. He is very collected and formal as a result of his aristocratic background and being obligated to the role of general. However, despite acting confident in front of his army, inwardly he often doubts his competence as a leader and soldier. In private, he is noted to be more relaxed and even somewhat clumsy. He is known to dance with 2 left feet. The competent leader and warrior Roy is an upstanding, thoughtful, and idealistic young man. While he would prefer to avoid bloodshed, he maintains a strong resolve to see peace return to Alib. So, he's a typical awkward protagonist. That's kind of what he is. Product of his time, to be sure. Because this was kind of before they really went ham on the Fire Emblem personalities. Yeah, I think we may just have to skip Roy entirely for the time being, and wait until I play his game, which will take some time. It'll be a bit before I get to Fire Emblem stuff, but like... His game still hasn't come out in English. His crime is promoting emulation.
That's funny.
You know what? Why not? Promoting emulation.
Okay, it's funny, but are you actually going with that?
The crimes don't really matter. They're not actually a part of the Phoenix Wright stuff. It's just the evidence that I'm looking for.
Well, I get it, but
Hilarious to go to jail for that.
let's keep it semi-realistic. Like, come on.
What do you?
Oh my god.
What are you in here for? Emulation crimes.
Emulation crimes.
Oh goodness. That sounds so stupid, but I love it. Keep that in
We
there.
can change it later if we actually come up with something better. But like, yeah, because here's what I got for the other one. So like, in terms of Melee, anyway. For Peach, it's unsafe working conditions, which we also did for Game & Watch, but whatever, anyway. Because of how she uses her toads. For Daisy, it's desertion, because she's never seen at her palace. For Bowser, it's just kidnapping, on top of his many other war crimes.
Honestly, we could say the same thing for Knuckles, because he's never around at the Master Emerald anymore.
Ice Climbers is trespassing. Sheik is false identity. Zelda is accessory to crime. Because Link has committed many a crimes, and we know she supports him. Dr. Mario is medical malpractice. Pichu is electrocution. Falco is gang violence. Marth is cheating and tourney, because have you seen how that guy plays in Melee?
The grab issue, like, it's so broken.
Could we argue the same thing for Meta Knight then?
we'll get to Meta Knight.
Yeah, Meta Knight's so broken and bro.
We'll get to Meta Knight, don't you worry. Lucina is identity theft. Young Link is unsanctioned time travel, according to Whis. Ganondorf is just war crimes outright. Yeah, Mewtwo is terrorism. Chrom, we had Regicide, and Game & Watch's Workplace Endangerment. So... How is time traveling a crime, though? According to Whis and Beerus. That's what we're going off of. Alright. At the very least, we can find some stuff to give to Roy to use. Like, what are our starting weapons? Let me see. Brave Sword. Yeah, Roy is purely a sword user. I don't think he uses pretty much anything else. Oh no, he does also use a rapier. Okay, so once again, we'll just give him a rapier for the time being. Another case of we'll change it if we find something cooler to do. It's gonna reach a point where it's like Nick's trying to convict a Fire Emblem character. It's like, all these Fire Emblem characters are all the same. Who is it? It's like, and then he finds the swimsuit. Ah, the swimsuit. It must be Chrom.
Chrom is hilarious in the games. Such a goofball.
Let me go to here, Fire Emblem Heroes Roy. Let's see some of Roy's different costumes in Heroes to see potentially what he has that could work. He doesn't have a whole lot, because of course he doesn't. He has useful gifts. Okay, that was the Valentine's Day gift. Blazing Lion and Blazing Bachelors. Okay, so from what I'm gonna understand, based on all this, Roy is a romantic. Is that what I'm understanding here? Roy is a hopeless romantic. He is in love with Lilia, whatever her name was. Hector's daughter. Here, bouquet. Rose bouquet. Why not? We'll throw that in there for now. Is that what I am to understand about Roy? He's a hopeless romantic. Also, wow, Roy really only did get the 4 costumes? No, he did get a 5th one, Resplendent, but that was it. Yeah, Roy just isn't that popular. I think literally the only reason Roy is as well known as he is because he was in Smash. That's the only reason Roy is as well known as he is. Beyond that, well, he is not that popular.
The same could be said for Marth. No one, like, really, Ness as well, because no one knew what Earthbound or Fire Emblem were until their appearances in Smash.
Okay, well, I would say amongst the actual fans of the series, specifically. Marth at least has the benefit of being the first. So he's popular for the same reason that Shulk is popular. Earthbound is considered, of the 3 Earthbound games, Earthbound is usually considered one of the best. It's usually between Earthbound and Mother 3. I see more leniency towards Earthbound, though, because that was the one that got localized. So Ness is well known because of that. But of the Fire Emblem actual, like, players and people that know Fire Emblem, Roy definitely seems to be pretty bottom of the barrel for a lot of people. So yeah, there's not much else I can do for Roy for the time being. That's another one that we're just gonna have to come back to. But yep, that is it for sending all of the smelly melee fighters into prison, where they belong. I guess, Brandon, do you, I can quickly go over with you, all the evidence that I got for each character, and yeah, you and Maple can, like, tell me what you guys think of them as we go. And if you guys have any other better ideas. So for Peach, we got a slice of cake, her letter, a brooch, mushroom spores, and then a turnip. Brandon?
I'm here. What's up?
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm going over all the evidence. You can tell me if they sound good or if you would do something else.
Not bad. For
Okay.
Peach, it looks good.
Okay. Daisy, we got her brooch, her tennis racket, daisy petals, one of her trophies, and then her broken-ass dice from Super Mario Party.
She has a
That's an
broken dice
interesting
in
one.
Super Mario Party?
Yeah, I think Daisy in Super Mario Party was considered top tier because she was one of the characters with a custom dice that was just really broken.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, that's fine.
For Bowser, we have his flag, a bullet bill for The idea of checking ballistics on a bullet bill is hilarious to me. An actual photo of Bowser kidnapping Peach, photographic evidence,
that he purposely left behind for Mario.
a drumstick, and then a Bowser key.
I like the drumstick because I know exactly what that's referencing.
Yeah.
The fact that they did it twice within the series is kind of sick.
Yeah.
So.
Ice climbers, we have broken chunks of ice, the trunks off a polar bear, vegetables, extra belay ropes, and then footprint in the snow.
Yeah.
For Sheik, we have broken pieces of a Deku Nut, the harp that she has but never uses in Smash, one of her kunai, a light arrow, and then the Triforce of Wisdom, which directly links her to Zelda.
Yep.
Because then Zelda also has the Triforce of Wisdom. Her letter to Link, also a light arrow.
Light arrow. Song of Time.
Sheet music with the Song of Time, and then her wanted poster from Echoes of Wisdom.
I still want to play Echoes of Wisdom. I haven't played Echoes of Wisdom yet.
For Dr. Mario, actually, I gotta fix that. Hold on, let me fix this.
Also, why do they do Zelda like that?
She got the Lloyd Irving treatment. Let me do this real quick. Hold on. Delete that and up. There we go. Half-eaten mushroom for Dr. Mario. One of his pills, a stethoscope, a petri dish, and then the jar where he puts all of the pills and the viruses inside of.
Yeah. That's good.
For Pichu, we got an Oranberry, Pichu fur, a spoiled apricot, the Zap plate, and then the ukulele from that one Ranger game.
Nice reference.
For Falco, we got his own feathers, his throne controller, proving his aggressive nature.
That's true.
A laser shot, a hole in the wall from one of his laser shots, a picture of his original gang, and then his reflector that he throws around all the time.
Oh, he kicks it, but yeah.
Yeah. Marth is a broken rapier, the Fire Emblem, an empty vulnerary, a Master Seal, and then a blue flower from his wedding attire. Again, some of the Fire Emblem ones are down to change if we can find more interesting stuff for them.
Yeah.
For
That's fine.
Lucina, oops. Pichu is thank you, Maniac. Pichu is ready for the apology video. Dang it with the ukulele. I hate it here. Lucina is the Fire Emblem, Vulnerary, Master Seal, her mask, and then a broken spear.
That's fine.
For Young Link, it's a broken pot, the Keaton mask, the Ocarina of Time, which he never uses in his moveset, a bottle, and his slingshot. For Ganondorf and his war crimes, he has his old trident, his gem, the main hair from his beast form, a Skulltula token, and then the Beast Ganon mask.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I went over a lot of them by this point with you. So, yeah, for Mewtwo, we got the Bright Powder, the Mega X Stone, the Custap Berry, the King's Drop, and then the Diary from the Scientists.
Yep,
Roy, whatever. Crumb, same stuff. And then we got a swimsuit as well. And then Game & Watch, the manhole cover, the bucket, the falling tools. I guess an image of the cage left open, and then a mouse. That's a mouse that's in one of his restaurants. All right, cool. So we are set on the Melee cast getting sent to jail. We have helped Mr. Right send the Melee cast to jail. Next time we meet, we will send the Brawl cast to jail. And they all have the same crime, and that is tripping. All of them trip. That is their crime.
unfortunate.
Alright, so that'll be for the next time I stream more of this. But yes, ladies and gentle germs, this is the part where I do have to end things off. I gotta be ready to go, because I gotta go to GameStop to go pay for a video game.